Hello everyone, and welcome to Divine Debut 11. This is Kathy speaking. How are you all? And welcome to the Messenger. Today is the 16th of January. The Messenger is here after taking a week off, which a week turned out to be 10 days because I could not return home. We had harsh weather conditions. We had a lot of dramatic weather conditions, so I stayed for a little while longer away from home. As many of you know, I did try to do a video while I was away, but I had issues with my recording, so I wasn't going to risk it again and give you something that was not good quality. So thank you all for your love always. Let's see, because the Messenger brings us the the energies and what's going on. How did you go with that full moon in Cancer? It was a bummer. It was a very difficult one, very stressful indeed. I saw it with many people going through a lot of hardships relative to personal life, home life, and things like that, emotional troubles, and so on and so forth. Before I forget, my best wishes out to California, Los Angeles, the dramatic fires there, and the loss of human life and properties is just dreadful. It's really, really sad to see. It's really sad to see. What can I say? Sending out my best wishes, and I've already received some emails from some of you telling me about the dramas there and what's happening. So I have not mentioned it. I haven't been active for a little while. So let's see. Way too many. Let's see what the Messenger brings today. And as the moon is transiting through Leo, and Venus from Pisces is coming up to Saturn, it's important. Times are very important. As I've been mentioning, the first 4 months of 2025 are not going to be very easy. They're going to be a little bit challenging still. Not to say that we don't have a few good times. Personally, and if you're wondering, I had an amazing time in Athens. As most of you know, I live up north in Thessaloniki, in Greek Macedonia, and I often, 2 or 3 times a year, I do visit Athens. I made a lot of nice new friends there. So it was really interesting. I was well taken care of. Thank you for giving me that break. As you know, I'm usually here Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll see what's going to happen and when I get to catch up. Let's see what the energies are and what is the message, dear Spirit. What is the message that the Messenger brings us? And I wanted to say also that the Twin Flame soulmate reading will be done in the next couple of days. So we'll do one, even though we missed the usual Wednesday love reading. We will get round to doing it. Today I've got a few personal that I need to catch up with. So, and also the love readings on Patreon will also be completed in the next few days. So let's see what the advice is today. All that glitters is in the reverse. Let's see what that is, and it's a number 16. All this gold is the Leo energy with the moon transiting through Leo. I just wanted to show you here a little bit. Here is the moon, and the moon is about to step into Virgo. So what's most important, though, is that the nodes, my dear friends, as you could see, the north node of the moon, which does speak to karma, right? It's karma. It's the collective consciousness. It's the collective future movement. We're needing to move towards Pisces and get uncomfortable and move away from that south node, which is something that's very familiar. These are our talents and what we know already. The south node has moved into Virgo, so this is the axis of health, whether it's physical, whether it's emotional, psychological, and it's got a lot to do with what we do on a daily basis, right? This is the axis of service, love, unconditional. So, these nodes, they shifted on the 11th and 12th of the month, so a couple of days ago, and as the nodes have moved away from the axis, Aries Libra, which is war and peace, we've already got the news that there may be a stopping of the war with Israel and Hamas there. So as above, so below, right? So I expected it. I don't know what's going to happen with the Russian-Ukraine war, but at least, this is the beginning. We've still got an eclipse happening in March, still on the axis Aries Libra. So I'm going to say there's hope. There's hope for that as well. So let's read. Let's go back to read number 16. Yes, the eclipses are going to be happening in March. So they're just around the corner. Number 16 in the reverse. What is the message? And we've also got, it's important times for the US with the new government and Trump coming into office. Let's see what the reverse message says. This is a signal to walk away from what you're contemplating. There is a thin veneer of glitter and sparkle that masks something rotten underneath. Pursuing it will only bring about a difficult situation you will be sorry you got yourself into. Stay away. Isn't it wonderful how Spirit protects you? Better things await. I want to read the upright message as well for some of you, because not every, this is a general message, so it may speak more to you. It's only human to want to adorn oneself in trinkets and paint a pretty picture of oneself. It's natural to want to acquire the trappings of status or to deny them as a statement of rebellion. But if it sparkles, is it better? Whether it's a fast car, a big house, a title or position, the stamp of authority, or the sparkling of diamonds, these icons let you know something about a person, place or thing. Or do they? The truth is that people seek to acquire things because of what they will do for them and how they symbolically will elevate them and make them more attractive. This card signals that it's time to see beyond the adornments and probe underneath the surface, learn to recognize the masks people wear and the motives underlying them. Imagine that all the glitter is gone. Would you still desire the object or person or situation, I'm going to say? So maybe we need to think twice about a certain situation that we're here wondering about. So let's see what's going on. What are the messages today? And we've also got, the masks here. And, as Venus is coming up too, because Venus is anything that is of value, anything practical or emotional. Venus could be love, could be value, self-worth. She's coming up to Saturn, and this is happening in Pisces. And Pisces, of course, is unconditional love, but it could also be very, very elusive and very confusing. But Saturn logically should bring us the truth and show us more practical, in a more practical way, of some sort of a dream or a vision or something that we're wanting to manifest. That's I'm going to say out of this world, or it's hard to believe, because remember, Pisces is also our beliefs. Saturn is going to tell us whether we can start to build, whether we've got the ability, because Saturn is the building blocks. So Saturn can also be a little bit of a, how can I say, a moment in time when things are blocked because of practical matters. So maybe don't give up, because Venus is also going to connect with Neptune, and Venus loves being in Pisces. So look at the area of your chart that Pisces rules, and Virgo, which is opposite, because that's where the eclipses will be taking place. Let's see. What is the message? Yep, looking into something through the, I don't know, through the guidance of the spirit or of an astrologer, a tarot reader. I mean, the Hermit, of course, is Virgo. Virgo is where the South Node is. And the South Node is like a Saturnian energy. So, you know, the Hermit is a 9. And 9s do speak to some point of endings, right? But the Hermit sees the light through going within. And of course, we know that it is still a time of going within. Mars, which is our desire and our wants and needs, is retrograde in Cancer. So there could be issues relative to the past because, well, of course, the South Node is the past and the North Node is the future. Because we're part of the collective, right? We're needing to reach towards that Pisces North Node, which North Node is connecting with Neptune. It's that dream, but it could also be that illusion. So maybe we've got the ability to see the light from going within, going esoterically, right? Yeah, there's the moon. So look, we've just had recently, 3 days ago, we had a full moon in Cancer, and that was a very difficult one. There are themes that still will be coming up. We see the light. We know a full moon, of course, does speak to a completion point, something being shown to you, and that's probably the light in the lantern, right? So we've got Cancer, Pisces, Virgo here. A lot of earth and water, which does speak to emotions, or maybe even, building on something emotional. Trust your intuition. Pay attention to your dreams. What is it that we need to work on? Here we see two people that are, they're not happy. They're feeling left out in the cold. Maybe they've lost their way, their beliefs. They've got doubts that there's connection between the two, or that they'll be okay financially. There could be big differences in what you believe and what another person believes, or maybe you come from different upbringing. But, Pentacles do speak to practical matters and financial matters, as well as values, I would say, but also the way we think, right? I think that this is negative thinking, possibly. Because of the blockages, possibly also Venus coming up to Saturn, which Saturn is saying, have you done the work? It's not about just dreaming, but it's about doing the work, putting in the effort, working harder, continuing to trust and believe in this dream, whatever this is. Now there's tactics here, there's intelligence, there's lies, possibly deception, or not, possibly even not trusting in our intuition. There may be something that we need to be more intelligent with, or there are themes or things that are being hidden from us. I would say that Saturn could also be the energy that's going to bring us the truth here. And why has there been secrecy? Why has there been, if this is a relationship, it's like, I'm not telling you what's going on in my home, in my psyche, in my fears. It's like fears are coming up to the surface. Therefore, there's worry, there's stress, there's anxiety here, because maybe there's been no communication, or there's been miscommunication, misunderstandings as well. But the stars come through, and the star, of course, is Aquarius, and Aquarius, remember, is just around the corner. By the way, happy birthday if you're celebrating your birthday, dear Capricorn. Aquarius is just around the corner, not far away, and we do have Pluto there. So the sun at those last degrees of Capricorn is already connecting with Pluto. That's at the first degree of Aquarius. The sun, of course, brings healing, brings the light to something that's been dark or hidden. Pluto is the psyche, it's the fears. Remember, Sun Pluto starts a brand new cycle. It's a year cycle. And they're going to connect in Aquarius, which is the energy here, which promises for the future. This is a card of hope, healing, and truth. Remember, she's in her birthing suit. So maybe this is social media. There'll be communication after all, and clarity relative to what's been going on behind the scenes. And there's been a lot of worry, certainly here. And, the Sun and Pluto could be a powerful deity, a powerful person, a rich person, someone who holds the power, someone who is in control or maybe has lost the control. The sun is the spirit. It's what we show to the world, right? And of course, this could speak to someone that is in a position of leadership, in a high position in their community. The sun is kings and queens, right? And Pluto is change, but Pluto can also be death. On a collective level, this could be someone losing their power, falling off their throne, whether it's a physical death or a metaphorical death of a position. But it's going to be clarity, and remember that it's through a death process that something will light up, and then through a death process something will go through a healing effort, because we've got the doctor here. Remember, Virgo is medicine. Let's see. And we've got the Ace of Swords, so something will come through as clarity. This is about cutting through the cloudedness, the lies, the deception, the matters that are unknown. And the crown does speak to someone who holds power. Could be someone that's powerful in their community. Doesn't have to be a king or a queen, right? And this is an opportune moment, through clarity, through truth, to sever through the clouds that we haven't been able to see because of things being hidden, right? And Mars wants to, through Cancer, wants to move forward, but he's needing to go back, and themes from the past will come up, and it does speak to motherhood, where we reside, our home, our personal life. It's connected to our heritage as well. Anything to do with children as well, and our security, where we live, our countries, right? Let's see. We've got a King of Swords. Yeah, there will be truths. It could be anything legal as well, anything to do with medicine. On more a collective scale, there's going to be a lot that's going to come to light that was very hidden on a collective scale, which is going to be the good of humanity. Hello, beautiful. Hello, beautiful girl. It's been a while, hasn't it? Oh, you should have seen when I walked in yesterday, both Agapi and Gaia. They just ran to me, thinking, where's Mummy been? Yes, sweetheart, you've missed us, haven't you? You've missed Mummy's table. You want to have a seat? Don't burn your tail, will you? Right, dear friends, there's going to be communication. Things are going to clear. A lot will be revealed. They may be a little bit difficult. We've got a Queen of Swords and a King of Swords, as you could see. So we've got Aquarius, Libra, that's very strong here. And we've got a Queen of Cups. If this has got to do with love and a love triangle, because Seven of Swords can speak to that. It's hidden matters relative to, a deep connection, a hidden connection. We've got a Queen of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and a Queen of Swords. So we've got two feminine energies here back to back. One is more, of course, what you see is what you get. This can speak to a divorce settlement, a separation for some because of an open heart, a deep connection that's connected to the deep past, possibly, many years ago, possibly. We're talking Cancer Leo energies here, and the sun does speak to children. I mean, she is a mother, the Queen of Cups, and she's very nurturing, mothering as well, motherly. But this also can speak to a possible reconciliation, a new beginning where love is concerned. But what is blocking is things that need to be cleared, right? Because here we've got like the minor arcana of the Fool, right? And this, to me, does speak to the Aries season. So there will be a lot of clearing out of things, a lot of truths being revealed and healed, necessary to be healed, and decisions that will be made. Yeah. These could be legal matters or anything to do with matters of health. Could be psychological or physical. And I'm going to say whatever is uncovered is for the good. We don't put a Band-Aid, right, on an open wound. We have to take off that Band-Aid and heal the wound, right? There's no point in building on something that is rotten. Yeah. A message of concern. So there's going to be communication that could be a little bit challenging. Let's see. No. Well, through difficulties, high honor comes through. So this could be a very positive turn of events and communication, which opens up a path. And we see that here. Because this is like Plutonian energies. The honor, the high honors would be the sun, right? So this connection of the sun with Pluto at those first degrees of Aquarius, which will obviously affect the fixed areas of our charts. So Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, and Taurus, if you've got any planets or angles there, this will be important for you. But look at the area of Aquarius in your own chart, because something is opening up, something is being healed, and it could be a challenging piece of news which will get you to something very positive. That's what's promised here, right? Because this is things and themes that have been hidden, which could be this message of concern. And it could be relative to someone that does wear a crown, that is in a very important position in their community. Yeah. And we've got change. Here is the Chariot, right? So after this full moon in Cancer, there's change. This is a new home, a new job. This is travel. This is overcoming any obstacles through truth, severing through the clouds, through the illusion, through the deception. Because there's been despair and a whole lot of worry. It could be relative to work. It could be relative to personal. Take it as it resonates for you. Let's take 3 cards relative to the psyche and the emotions. Those of you that have been waiting, I've told you mid-month for your personal readings. Give me a couple of days. They will be out to you. That's why I always give an approximate date, because life happens, right? I so wanted to return. It was on Sunday, but it was impossible. And you know how I stress with my obligations. Worrywart Virgo, you know. How have you guys been? Please comment. Let me know what you've been up to. What's going on with you. How that full moon affected you. I'd love to hear. And let's see what is going on emotionally. Quiet. There's been quiet. We've got the mute card. Sorry about the glare. I've got to fix that. Cycles. So you've done cycles again and again. This is like a very Saturnian sign card for me, and it's got a lot to do with emotions, things to do with a home. Someone hasn't been happy in their home, right? Issues with the law, I'm going to say, because of, Venus coming up to Kronos, to Saturn, blockages, but this is also a cycle which could bring a positive surprise. We've got a flower. She's got a surprise behind her. So on this cycle, maybe it's different. We do see the cycles here. And there will be healing. Beautiful, beautiful. So it's like, I'm going to say this is the alignment of our chakras, right? Where things, I feel like the stars align, because we've got Venus, Saturn, Neptune, and the North Node now in Pisces. And, Pisces is very karmic. It's the 12th last sign of the zodiac, which means a lot of karma, a lot of release, and a lot of solitude, I would say, recently. A lot of emotion, especially with that full moon in Cancer. And remember, that full moon in Cancer is in good aspect to Pisces. So very positive, obviously, for the water signs and the earth signs, even though it may have been a few challenges here or there, because we're all affected somehow. Yeah. There's the Hermit again, the guide. So we're going to see the light relative to, we've got a divine masculine that's unawakened, that's probably going through their awakening, or they're seeking advice from a professional, from a friend, from an astrologer, from a doctor even. It could be any professional, could be a counselor, could be a psychologist, could be anything. And here we see someone that's severing, doing the work and speaking their truth. There have been barriers, and the barrier does remind me of the mute here. So a lot of things that people have not been telling us, it hasn't been easy. It has not been easy, my dear friends. That's a certainty. Let's take 3 romance angels and close up the reading. What's going on where love is concerned? Because this is a doorway that is opening after a death, after a change, with a pathway here. So we've got a 5, a 7, an 8, and a 9. And the 8 for me, the infinity symbol, returning to a situation. Maybe those numbers are important for you. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. And honeymoon, this is very promising indeed. Enjoy the bliss of a holiday time together. Now, we don't know when this is going to happen, right? A trip to Venice. Wow. Actually, my niece that I was visiting was in Venice just very recently. But, this is also a transition. Someone may need to travel over water. Maybe someone is in travels right now. We do have the Chariot here, which can speak to movement and travel, right? And there's promise of those distant horizons. We see the ship here and the broken anchor, the rusty anchor. So this is change on a very huge level, and transitioning towards calmer waters. We see the water, which is emotions, is calm. So, but we need to also have the courage to do that and ready to take that risk. A retreat, it's time to disconnect from the world. It's got something to do with marriage, commitment, partnerships. And what we see in the distance is a very old oak tree, which reminds me of something connected to a past lifetime, but also a very spiritual connection, which, goes back lifetimes. Romantic feelings, your feelings are real and worth exploring. Wow. I just want to get a little bit of info on this outcome here with the Ace of Swords, King of Swords, and the messenger here, the Page of Wands, which could be a a message that comes through very unexpectedly and very passionately, but also through a lot of anger, frustration, could be, because Mars is retrograde. Mars rules Aries, remember, and is retrograde in Cancer. There's been a lot of frustration, and, challenging energies do sort of open things up where they've been very closed up. That's the positive with hard aspects. Let's see what's going on. We've got the Fox here, and we've got the Seven of Swords. So there's a lot of secrecy, a lot of things that we don't know. There's tact, there's secrecy. We've got the Snake, which can speak to third parties. A very deep sexual connection, possibly hidden. Deep desires, but also third parties. The Snake could be the other woman. But also it's Scorpio energy, so where there's poison, there's also the ability to heal. And we've got the Anchor. These are deep desires that have not been revealed, but I'm going to say that with the Anchor, remember we saw the broken anchor, that something needs to be severed, let go. Whether it could also be fear, a fear of speaking truthfully. Yeah, because we have the closed book, which is Piscean energy. The book is closed, something is ending, or someone was very secretive about their personal life, about worries, loss of even financial loss, suffering financial loss, even any health matters, psychological health matters, bad habits. A new cycle has begun, or this was the yearning to start off a new cycle. But I do see that there are themes that need to be, the snake is like peeling off a layer at a time. And of course it does bring healing. But there needs to be a connection. There needs to be a get together. Change needs to happen. And there is the ability to get to know each other. And what you're going to find out is that possibly something that you thought was gold, you will see that it's more humane when you admire someone or a certain situation, or even admired someone or a certain situation. Maybe, come down a few steps. Maybe don't expect something to be so dreamy and so magical. Maybe just, so that you don't get disappointed, because something is coming to light, which may be a little bit challenging, as I said. But the truth is always what we need, and the truth is only what can stand, right? But we've got beautiful energies here with the honeymoon. This does speak to the future position. There is some waiting, but before this can take flight, your love life can take flight, let's say, you need to get to know things that have been hidden, which can bring us down a few steps, let's say, and sort of humble us a little bit. But change is a certainty here. All right, my dear friends. So I think we will leave it there. Love and light. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. It always helps the channel. I will be back. Thank you so much. A special thank you to our patrons, as always. Namaste, everyone.